types of forms. So in order to, today our lesson is about how we can create web pages. Okay, so in order to create websites, if you want to create a website, before creating the website, we should know how we can create a web page, right? So if you create multiple web pages, you can create a website without an issue. So that is where we are headed. So where are we going to go and where are we going to learn, right? In order to create web pages, right, we can use multiple technologies. We are using different type of technologies. For example, we use HTML is one technology. CSS is another technology. JavaScript is another technology. And we will be using one front-end framework, which is going to be Bootstrap. So I'm hoping to cover these three things. First of all, HTML, CSS, then Bootstrap. If time permits, I will cover a little bit of JavaScript. In my programming class, I'm hoping to cover a little bit of JavaScript as well. Okay. Anyways, so that is the outline of what is the content that we're going to learn. Well, we're going to start learning from HTML today and basics of building a web page. And we're going to start learning HTML today. In order to get started with, I'm going to start teaching you something called the operating instructions. Operating instructions. Okay. Under this, we're going to learn few things today. One is going to be how to create a web page, right? So how to create a web page, we're going to see, right? This is the first step that we're going to do, right? How to create a web page. Step 2, saving the web page, right? Next one, view the web page. We will be viewing the web page in a browser. Finally, making modifications to the web page. This will take maybe 10-15 minutes. Not, I don't think that long it will take. These are some steps. It's very simple. Now, since we're going to use Visual Studio Code software, it is going to be more easier than using normally like Notepad or any other software. You don't have to manually save the files and do things. So it's going to be quite convenient for us to do the work, right? Okay, so this is the very basic thing what we're going to learn today. First, after that, we will start learning HTML, right? Without further delay, let's get started. Right now, first of all, last week I reminded you, you need basically two, excuse me, you need two software, which is, one is Visual Studio Code is one software. The other software is a browser software. I'm using Brave software. For a reason, I'm using Brave software. Commonly, you people are using Google Chrome or Firefox or Opera or Edge software. Likewise, you can make use of any type of browsing software that you like. So basically, we need two things. One is the VS Code we need. Okay. We need the VS Code and we need a browser. These are the only two things that we need to do this program. Okay, so I have already installed VS Code in my computer. So I'm going to start with this software. All right. Okay, now, in programming class also we are using VS Code to create our Python programs, right? So anyways, I'm going to start. After installing the VS Code, you can open the software. I'm going to do it from the beginning. No worries. From the beginning, I'm going to do. I recommend that if you want to practice, please practice after my session. Just I'm going to go for 1 hour. Then after that, you can practice. Okay. So during my explanation, it's I prefer that you don't practice. Okay. Right. I'm going to go first of all, whatever now, because I'm using VS Code for my other development work and to do the classes and all, where I have last worked, VS Code is opening in that place. Actually, we're going to work web projects newly today, right? Because today is the day we are starting the practicals for the web projects. So I'm going to go to File menu. Then I will choose an option called New Window. Okay, so once I choose file, new window, once you choose, the same thing comes. I can close the previous window. Now this is how it will look when you have freshly installed for the first time. So please, can you remember it? Remember means I remember. That's why I'm doing it. Right. What I'm going to do is when you have installed your software for the first time, it will open like this. VS Code will open like this. Right. Now from here, we're going to start the work. I'm going to go to the option file menu, right? File menu. Then I will use the value open folder. Okay. I'll use file open folder. And I will take to my computer, right? In my computer, I'm going to go to a drive, right? Usually I'm using there's a drive called F drive, and there is a folder called work folder. Usually I do all the work inside here, right? Okay. I can do a lot of things, right? So my personal stuff also there, no problem. But we need a folder to work with, right? Okay. So to keep it simple, right? To keep it simple, in the E drive or F drive, wherever the drive, I'm going to create a folder, right? I'm going to create a folder called WC underscore web WC underscore web. That's enough. Okay, WC underscore web. That is underscore web design, right? We'll open that folder. So in my F drive, I have created a folder called WC web. Then I'm going to just click on the select folder. But when I do that, my workspace is ready and it is asking, do you trust the authors of the files in this folder? It is my folder in my computer. There is no problem. I just click on, yes, I trust the authors. Right now, everything's set. Now, this is our welcome screen. We don't need this one. You can just close this one by clicking this tab. Right. Now, this is how your blank interface looks like. This is the blank interface looks like. And on your left top corner, you can see this is the folder that we created in our drive, WC web. Right. Next to that, there are 4 icons here. Let's see. The first one is creating a new file. When you want to create a file, you will click on this. If you want to create a folder, you click on this. And you can refresh this one from this icon or reload from there. And this one is collapse all folders. That means if you have folders under folders, if you click on them, all the folders will open at once. We don't need that one now. I will show you my computer folder for you, right? So let's let me close that. Right. Let me take you to the folder and show you from my computer, right? So we go to the F drive, and inside the F drive, you can see WC web. If you go inside, there are no folders here, right? Okay. Usually, when you work with a web project, there are resources that we need to properly maintain. Okay, we need to maintain resources very properly. The type of resources that are needed for a web page, usually we maintain images. Okay, we maintain images. Right. So we will need to have images. Then we will have to have JavaScript folders. JavaScripts we'll have to have. We have to have CSS as well. So usually inside a web project, if this is a folder, let's assume this is a folder. Inside your website, you will have to have 3 separate folders like this in order to maintain these kind of files, which are images, JavaScripts, and CSS files. You can have separate 3 folders like this, so you can nicely maintain those things inside these folders. All right. Okay. To keep the project simple, I am not going to create them now. If I want to do, I will just click on this icon and I will give the name. It will get created for me. It's very simple. I think some students are absent, so they are asking. One student is saying, my voice is not clear. Can someone clarify that, please? Is my voice is not clear?
Clear, sir.
Oh, okay. Maybe Puta, your line is breaking, right? So that is why. The other one is, okay. If there is something wrong, let me know. How to get the software they're asking. I think I showed you. Okay, let's take about 1 minute and I'll quickly show you. You can go, simply you can go to Google. Once you go to Google, you just type VS Code and you type download. VS Code, and if you type download, it takes you to a website called code.visualstudio.com. If you click on this, so it comes to this particular website, and here you can choose the type of operating system that you're on, and you can get it downloaded. If you just click on this one, this file will be downloaded, an exe file will be downloaded. Then you can double click and run that one. The downloaded version also I think I have. I can show you that. Here you have VS Code setup file. It is 88.8 megabytes. This is the file you will download it. Then you double click this and just press next, or choose the place where you want to install and get it done, right? Okay. I don't recommend you people to do it in the phone. Someone is asking, can I get it installed in the phone? I'm not very sure whether you can do that in the phone, because development works and all, usually you don't use a phone, you use a computer to do the work. Okay. Right. Well, we are going back to our project. Right now, we're going to learn how to create the very first project. I'm not teaching you how to create HTML. I'm teaching you how to create your first web page. Okay. Very first web page. Very simple. You just click on this icon here, right? New file, and a file is ready to be created, and you can give any name that you like. Okay, when you give names, there are some conventions that you have to follow. That means good practices that you have to follow. I'm going to use a name, something like anything that you create for the very first time. We call it in programming and development work, we call it as a hello world program. So let's create a hello world page today. Hello, I'm not keeping any space. I'm going to use an underscore. If you don't like underscores, you can write them together, but I strongly prefer that you use underscores. And hello world. And not only that, you have to keep the dot and you have to type HTML, right? Okay, let me make it clear for you. Oh, well. No, that's something, my personal thing. Well, okay, so when naming a file in the same web page, okay? When naming a web page, I was giving the name hello underscore world. So you might ask, and I gave the extension like this, HTML. I hope most of you know what is an extension. When you give the extension, the computer system can recognize what type of a file is that, right? So if you say hello world dot docx, if you say docx, you know this is Microsoft Word document, right? So if you have the same thing, Excel SX, if you type, this is an Excel document, right? And you know, if you put PPTX, this is a PowerPoint presentation, you know, like, so this dot, the extension will tell the computer what type of a file is that. Okay, just like that. So when we type the name of the file here, we kept the dot and we typed HTML, which means that is an HTML document. HTML, by the way, stands for hypertext markup language. Okay, we're going to learn this one next. Hypertext markup language. That's what shortly it's known as HTML. Right, enough of that. So I didn't say why I should type everything in simple letters, because students, please remember, once you have finished developing your websites, we do something called hosting them in the World Wide Web, or we call them as publishing a website. So that is where you get a website address like www.name.com, for example, www.toyota.com, mazda.com, yahoo.com, ikman.lk. So those are website addresses. Under that we can publish the website. So one student is again asking where we can find the underscore, right? So today I have my web camera set up for the other class, right? Let me open my webcam. Can you see my keyboard, guys? I don't know if you can see. Okay, I'll do it the other way around. Wait. One second, I'll show you. You want an underscore, right? Yeah. So I just want a big keyboard. Okay, I think that is big enough. We can't find something when we are in a hurry. Oh my God. Can I get that? Yeah, please. Yeah, at last. So this is not a full keyboard, right? So, but you know, usually shift and we press shift and minus
It's
key.
top of control.
The
top of control underscore. No, the other control.
Here, near the right. Yeah, that is right,
yeah.
because in this keyboard it is here. In my keyboard, it is in front of the backspace key. And one student was asking, that is, I was trying to clear the doubt. So this is called the underscore Buddha. Okay. So this is the key. You hold the shift
key. It depends on the keyboard.
Yeah, it sometimes depends on the keyboard. This is not a standard keyboard that I have opened here. This is, I think, it rather looks like a laptop keyboard. So usually this kind of normal keyboards are there, right? Like what we use, these kind of keyboards. The problem is it's not opening. I mean, it's a large keyboard is not getting opened. So if it opens, then it's easy. See, it's not quality enough for me to show. Give me 1 second. I'll
Standard keyboard is next to 0, I think, sir.
Yes, Buddha.
Next to 0 behind.
Next to 0. On the top, that's exactly correct.
Yes.
I found it. Thank you. Yes.
On the second row, yeah, below the function keys. Yes.
Of course. Below the function keys, next to the 0 key, you have the dash. Right. Okay, let's get going. Right. Now, there was a small thing I was going to tell you why we shouldn't type it in capital letters. Now, guys, when we publish the website, when we are going to publish the website, we usually use server operating systems to do that, right? And popular platforms like we use Linux servers and Unix servers rather than Windows. These are the powerful servers that we use usually. Okay, so when it comes to these type of operating systems, they have restrictions on file namings. Okay, when you want to give names for the files, as we want, it's not possible for us to give names. So there are some restrictions. So if you give spaces, or if you start with the number, or if you put a symbol in between, that's not going to be working on those platforms. Most of these things are accepted in Windows, but it's not going to work for you when you get it published. So we have to have a habit of publishing everything in simple letters. So when you want to do your assignment, make sure I will be checking this one. When I give you the task, please make sure you type your file names, everything in simples, including your images, and even the extensions. I want everything in simple letters. Okay, we will little by little we'll learn in future. Okay, right. That's having said that, I'm going to move on to the operating instructions. Right now, we're going to get started. First thing, after you create the file here, right? Hello world.html. Inside here, we can type the code, right? We can type the code. We don't use a Visivig editor. By the way, a Visivig editor, I don't know whether you know about this. You have heard about a software called Dreamweaver, Adobe Dreamweaver. I was a big fan of this software a couple of years back. I was using this one. A couple of years means around 9-10 years back. I was using this one. Well, Dreamweaver allows, or Dreamweaver has a feature like so we have something like, it's like this, Visivig. We pronounce this one as Visivig. It stands for what you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. You get the idea now. For example, if you go to Microsoft Word, my Microsoft Word is expired. I'm sorry, I can't demonstrate this to you. Well, never mind. Yes, we'll go to let's go. Sorry. Right, let's go to something like this. Now, if you start a new doc here from here, right? So let's start a new document. I just want to give you a small idea, that's all. Well, let's say hello world, and you select this one and you open this option, and you can see they have given these options like this. If I click on this, the same effect I'm going to get, right? And let's say I want to make this characters thick, then I can click on that, I get that effect. I want italic, I can get it. I hope you get the idea, right? So if I want to change the color, I get it. So what I see is what I get. So what you see is what you get. This kind of interface is there. In Dreamweaver, you could do that. Go on other days, right? So nowadays we don't use that. So that helped you drag and drop and creating web pages. So we don't do that, right? Unable to hear you. Is this time given to pray? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm speaking I don't know. And you can see my mouse pointer is moving and I'm demonstrating. Don't know why. Can you confirm, please? I think there's a student called Nada. I'm speaking. Okay, I'm continuing the class. Please attend the class, right? Okay, guys and girls, just watch this. What I'm going to do. When you want to create a web page, there are a couple of things that we type inside the as the code, right? This is what I'm going to type. See, simple. I'm going to type something like HTML first, right? Okay, don't worry. So I will type something like this, HTML. Then I will type something like head. Then I will type something like title. Right? Then I will type something like body. Maybe it looks like too much for you now, but this is a basic skeleton of a web page, or this is the parts every web page must have. These things are called HTML tags. Okay, HTML tags. We're going to learn HTML after the operating instructions. So just hang on with me. I'm just showing you how to do it only. Right. When you do with VS Code, you don't have to type a lot of code like this. Right. You don't have to even remember the closing tags, and you don't have to type in such a way. All that you need to do is you just type the letters HT. Okay, when you type the letters HT, the second option that you can see, it says HTML:5. Okay, HTML:5. And you simply press the enter key on the keyboard, and the basic part of the web page is done for you. The basic HTML code is done for you, but I will explain a little bit what these piece of tags are doing for you. That, of course, I'll explain you, but how to get it, I'll explain it once more. Watch this. You just type HT, no other keys you have to press. Just press HT and choose this one, HTML:5. So that language extension is installed with VS Code. So it is fully supporting. That is one another reason why we use VS Code. It will help you create programs really fast. It will help you create VS Code, web pages very fast, and it'll help you not make mistakes as well. Okay. Right. So last time I'll do this one once more. Watch this. HTML. We choose this one. HT or HTML. Fifth one. And the code is generated. Right. We are not going to do a lot of things. Right. When you make modifications to the code, you should see next to the file name, there's a tab here. This is the file we have opened. hello world.html. Next to that, there is a white color dot is appearing, which means you have done changes to the document and you have still not saved it. Changes done, not saved. So you have to control and S key. If you press, it will get saved, or you go to file menu, then you click save. So no one does that, right? So you press control S on the keyboard. Watch what will happen to this one. Then when I press that, it's gone. Hope you understand that. Right now, inside the web page, this coding, there is a special tag called body tag, right? So the body means if you take a web page, now this is also a web page that you see here beneath the address bar. Here you have my start menu, right? So this is my task bar here. In between that, you can see the whole web page is there. I can scroll it down also. This whole thing that you see in the screen, is known as the canvas. This canvas is the one which we developers use to create the web page content. So we can put headings, we can put images, we can put animations, we can put whatever we want, we can put it, and we can beautifully create our web page. So this is the starting part, and this is the finishing part. In between these two tags, we will be adding our other codes. So it will become easy and it will be nice for us to work with. So in order to do the next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add a tag like this. I'm going to say H1. I will shortly explain you what is that, what is H1 is, right? So I'm going to say H1, we'll say welcome to our web design course. Okay. Welcome to our web design course. I am a PHP, Java, Python developer. I do a lot of code in that languages. So I naturally have a habit of typing everything in simple letters. Never mind, okay? So if you love capital letters, go ahead, fall in love with capital letters. But I really love simple letters. That's my habit. So don't take it serious when I type everything in simples, okay? Right. Well, after you type some code, after that, can you explain in Sinhala and Tamil? Yeah, I can do that. So let me finish the full cycle once in English. Then I will explain it in Tamil and Sinhala quickly, right? ஒரு முறை நான் அதை ஃபுல்லா ஸ்டெப்ஸ் சொல்லிட்டு தமிழ்லையும் சிங்களத்திலும் சொல்றேன். එකපාරක් මේ සයිකල් එක සම්පූර්ණ කියලා දීලා ඉවරලා මම සිංහලෙන් දෙවනුනේ කියලා දෙන්න. ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. Okay, right. Okay. You can just watch this one. I'm not doing anything super crazy because it's very simple thing what I'm doing. Okay, after you type the code, right? After you type the code, make sure you save the code. So I'm pressing Control S. Right. So you have created a basic web page with just a heading in it. You have a page with a heading in it. Now we need to see this one. We need to browse, we need to open this, and we need to test this. In order to test that, what you do is you can navigate to the place where you saved it. So actually we saved it inside is WCs there? No, right. Let's go to F drive. This is the folder, right? I'm going to add this to my shortcuts. So next time I don't want to search this. Right. Under my work folder, I have WC web. I click on this. Now you can see that my file is here, right? Hello world.html. My default browser is Brave software. So if I double click that, it will open in Brave software. If you don't like Brave, you can right click and you can open it in any software that you like. So if I double click that, it's asking whether should I open it in Brave or you should use any other software. I'm going to choose Brave and I'm going to click on OK. When I do that, now you can see this is already the Brave was there and a new tab got opened. And this is the content it is showing you. Just like any other web page, this is showing you. If you haven't done web design before, I congratulate all of you to have your very first web page created, right? So this is the day that you created your very first web page. If you haven't done before, some of you would have done here and there. But anyways, officially, this is, I have shown you how to create a web page. Then we did the code, we did the saving part, we came to the file and we just double clicked it and we got the file open. Now hereafter, when I create new pages, they are very easy to do. Right now, let's go back to the web page. Let's go back to the web page and let's see how we can do the modifications, right? Let's assume I want to put one more heading here that's in a different size, right? Let's say today is Thursday, August 17th, right? Yeah, 17th of 2023, right? So I have typed some new work or new text inside the page. Then I will press Control S to save the changes. Control S to save the changes. After I save the changes, I can again go back to the browser. I go to the browser, you can see still the previous web page is displayed. So what you got to do is in your web page, there is a reload button, or you can press the F5 on the keyboard. So when you do that, changes will take place. Okay. Now, if I go back and remind you the operating instructions, it's pretty simple. Well, how to create a web page, which is clicking here, giving a file name with HTML, right? Then how to save it. Before saving that, you need to type the code in. Yeah. How to do that? You select the HTML part, you get the file. After that, write the code in, whatever you want, save the file, save it. Then what you do, open the browser, view the web page in browser, you just double click. Then it will open in your default browser like this. That is the operating instructions. So I was explaining you in super simple English. Those who couldn't, those who can, or those who understood this, can you please raise your hands? So I can get an understand. I can get an idea that you got it, right? තේරුණා කියන අය පොඩ්ඩක් අතසුම් පස් දෙනයි. ක්ලාස් එක අද 125ක් ඉන්නවා මං ඇරෙන්න. Without me, there are 125 students are there. Very good. Can you please explain that one more time? Pata, there's a person called M. So how is that H1 after the file name? Yeah. We going to learn that, right? I am going to explain it in Sinhala and Tamil now. I think either of that language you will understand, right? How did you merge the VS Code with Brave browser? I didn't merge it. I will explain that. Choosing a file. Okay. Good. Understood, huh? Right? Okay. Today is my second class to you. I hope you like the style that I'm teaching. Well, it's easy for you to understand. I hope so. So if you have any modifications or things that I want to change from my side, just let me know, okay? Maybe if I'm speaking too fast, or maybe I never use too technical terms or too hard words, right? That is enough of that. Most of you have raised your hand. Thank you very much for your appreciation. Let's continue, right? Mama දැන් ටක් ගාලා මේක සිංහලෙන් කියලා එක පාරක්. File open and then how to open in a new folder. File open and then how to open it. Yes, understood clearly. Right, okay. Everybody, can you put your hands down, please? Yeah. Right, let's continue. මම දැන් සිංහලෙන් එක පාරක් කියන ඔන්න මොහොම බලා ගන්න. Right, මේ ෆයිල් එක එහෙම තියලා මම පටන් ගන්නවා. නැත්නම් මේක මම කන්නත් පුළුවන්. Right, ඔක close කරා. Right. Okay. Thank you. Right. I'm going to දැන් මම හදන්නේ අලුත් ෆයිල් එකක් හදන්න යනවා. එතකොට අපි VS Code එක open කරගත්තාන් පස්සේ මම මෙතන නම් කියලා දුන්නානේ VS Code එක install කරගත්තාන් පස්සේ ඔයාලට මෙන්න මේම window එකක් තමයි හම්බෙන්නේ. ඊට පස්සේ ඔයාලා කරන්නේ file menu එකට ගිහිල්ලා open folder ගිහිල්ලා නේද? ඔයාගේ drive එකේ එක place එකක් projects කරන්න folder එකක් හදලා දැන් මම හදලා තියෙන F drive එකේ WC web කියලා අනේ folder එක ඇතුළට ගිහිල්ලා ඒ folder එක ඇතුළට ගිහිල්ලා මෙන්න මේම select folder කියලා දෙන්න ඕන. එතකොට ඒ folder එක මෙතෙන්ට ගන්නවා. මම already අරන් තියෙන හින්දා ආයෙ select කරේ නැහැ. ඊට පස්සේ අපි කරන්නේ අපිට පුළුවන් මේ project එකට අදාළ files ටික create කරගෙන යන්න. මොකද අපි එක web page එක තියෙන්නේ website එකක තියෙන්නේ web pages හින්දා අපි දැන් web pages හදන්න පටන් ගන්නවා. ඉතින් අපි මුලින්ම බලමු කොහොමද එක web page එකක් හදන්නේ කියලා. ඔන්න ඉතින් ඔයාගේ මෙතන මේ folder එකට දකුණු පැත්තේ තියෙනවා මෙන්න මේ plus mark එකක් දාලා එතන mouse point එක තිබ්බම පෙන්නනවා new file කියලා. ඔන්න මේක click කරන්න. එතකොට මෙන්න මේ file name එකක් type කරන්න chance එකක් දෙනවා අපිට. අපි file name එකක් type කරගමු. right? මම ඒකට normally නමක් දෙන්නම්. sinhala demo.html. එතකොට නමක් දීලා අපි HTML කියලා දෙන්න ඕන. දැන් මම සිංහලෙන් demonstrate කරනවා. මම sinhala demo කියලා දුන්නා. Okay. තරංග යාපා අහලා තියෙන ෆයිල් නේම් එකක් හද. එතකොට මම සිංහලෙන් එක්ස්ප්ලেইন කරන්න ඕනේ නැද්ද පුතේ? එයා තමයි අහලා තිබ්බේ. අපිට ඉන්නේ සිංහල. සිංහලෙන් කියාගෙන යන්න නේද මම? ඕන නැද්ද? ඕන නැත්තම් ඕන නැහැ කියන්න. නම ඕකේ ක්ලියර් කියලා දාලා තියෙනවා කෙනෙක්. තරංග යාපා පුතේ ඔයා දාලා තියෙනවා. කන්ටිනියු කරන්න අවශ්‍ය නැත්තම් කියන්න. එතකොට මට දෙමළෙන් කියලා ඉවර කරන්න. එක්ස්ප්ලেইন කරන්න සර්. හරි. No. That no is not for you. That's for my son. Okay, right. Okay. Listen. Now දැන් බලා ගන්න. එතකොට අපි නමක් දීලා මෙතන දැන් මෙතනින් අපි கொஞ்சம் வெயிட் பண்ணுங்க ஒரு 2 minutes தாங்க இதை முடிச்சிட்டு நான் தமிழ்ல சொல்றேன் ரைட் මේ කොටස හරියට තේරුම් ගන්න ඕනේ නැත්නම් ඊටු ටික කරන්න බෑනේ කෝඩින් ටික ඉතින් හරියට අපි ඉගෙන ගමු රයිට් හරි එතකොට අපි ඔන්න ඔහම නමක් දුන්නා නම දීලා .html කියලා ටයිප් කරන්න හරි html enter කී එක ප්‍රෙස් කරන්න එතකොට ඒ ෆයිල් නේම් එක හැදිලා මෙතන ඕපන් වෙනවා රයිට් මේක ඇතුලේ මොකුත්ම අපි ටයිප් කරලා නැහැ අපි දැන් කෝඩින් ටික ටයිප් කරන්න යන්නේ ඉතින් කෝඩින් ටික ටයිප් කරද්දී HTML කියන්නේ hypertext markup language. ඒකේ තියෙන්නේ මෙන්න මේ වගේ opening closing tags තමයි තියෙන්නේ. ගොඩාක් විශාල ප්‍රමාණයක් තියෙන tags. අපිට ඔය සෑම tag එකක්ම ඒ කියන්නේ කටපාඩම් කරන්න අවශ්‍යතාවයක් නැහැ. නමුත් මේ course එක ඉවර වෙනකොට ඔය ළමයින්ට tags 25ක් 30ක් විතර මතක තියෙයි. මොකද අපි නිතරම use කරන හින්දා. එක එකක්. අනිත් එක තමයි දැන් මෙහෙම ඔක්කොම type කරන්නේ නැහැ. අපි කරන්නේ HTML කියලා මෙහෙම දාලා මෙන්න මේම දෙවෙනි ඔප්ෂන් එක choose කරන්න. HTML:5 කියලා තියෙන්නේ. මේක choose කරගත්තාම මෙන්න අපිට project එකක් auto හදලා දෙනවා sample code එක. ඒකේ template එකකින් එයා හදලා දෙනවා. නැවත වාරයක් මම කරලා බලන්නම්. HTML මෙන්න මේක choose කරනවා. එතකොට මෙහෙම හැදෙනවා. එච්චරයි. ඊට පස්සේ ළමයි අපි කරන්න ඕන මෙන්න මේ body tag එක open කරන body tag එකයි close කරන body tag එකයි අතර තමයි අපි අනිත් HTML tags ටික ගොඩාක් වෙලාවට දාන්නේ. එහෙම නැතුව මේ head එක ඇතුලේ දාන tags තියෙනවා මම ඉස්සරහට කියලා දෙන්නම්. දැනට ඔක්කොම අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. right. දැන් අපි කරන්නේ එක පුතෙක් අත උස්සලා තියෙනවා Hilmi. Do you have a doubt පුතා? If you have a doubt just raise me. Tell me. ඊට පස්සේ නම් ஒரு heading එකක් දානවා මම H1 කියලා දානවා. hello දෙයා කියලා දානවා කාලය ඉතුරු කර ගන්න ඕන හින්දා. හරි. right. අපි අද වෙබ් ක්ලාස් එකේ හරි ඔහොම දානවා අපි අද වෙබ් ක්ලාස් එකේ ඔහොම දානවා රයිට් මේක සේව් කරගත්තා ඊට පස්සේ පුතා මේක ටයිප් කරාන් පස්සේ ඔයා හදන දේ අපි සේව් කරලා ඉන්න ඕනේ රයිට් ඒක සේව් කරන්න control key එකයි S එකයි press කරන්න එතකොට ඒක සේව් වෙනවා ඉතින් ඊට පස්සේ කරන්න තියෙන්නේ ඔයාගේ my computer එක open කරලා ඔයා ෆයිල් එක සේව් කරපු තැනට යන්න ඕන හරිද මම මගේ computer එකේ ෆයිල් එක සේව් කරලා තියෙන්නේ F drive එකේ wc web කියන folder එක ඇතුලේ එතකොට එතනට ගියාම මෙන්න මේ ෆයිල්ස් දෙකක් තියෙනවා. මේ මම කලින් කරපු ෆයිල් එක මේ තියෙන දැන් අපි හදාගත්ත ෆයිල් එක. එතකොට මේ ෆයිල් එක වට ඩබල් ක්ලික් කරන්න තමයි තියෙන්නේ. ඔව් එක්කෙනෙක් අහනවා දැන් H1 දාන්නේ heading එකක් හින්දාද කියලා. ඔව් HTML මම දැන් උගන්වනවා. මේ HTML නෙමෙයි උගන්වන්නේ. මේ operating systems, operating instructions. මේ tags ටික වෙනම මම කියලා දෙන්නම් ඈ. ඒ headings හදන විදිය. හරි. මේ ටික ඔයාලට තේරෙන්නේ නැති කියලා මම හිතනවා. ඉන් පස්සේ අපි කරන්නේ මොඩිෆිකේෂන් එකක් කරන්න උනාම අපි මේ කෝඩ් එකට ගිහිල්ලා HTML මාර ලේසි කියලා දාමු. හරිද? ඉතින් ඔයාලා කරලා බලලා කියන්න ලේසිද නැද්ද කියලා. හරි. HTML මාර ලේසි කියලා දානවා දැන්. දැන් මම මොඩිෆයි කරාම කෝඩ් එක මොනවා හරි දෙයක් අපි ටයිප් කරලා මොඩිෆයි කරගත්තාම කෝඩ් එක සේව් කරලා ඉන්න ඕන. ටයිප් කරලා සේව් කරලා නැවතත් වෙබ් එකට ඇවිල්ලා ඊට පස්සේ අපි රීලෝඩ් කරනවා. එතකොට ඒක ඔයාගේ වෙබ් පේජ් එකේ පෙන්නනවා. ඕක තමයි operating instructions කියලා අපි ඉගෙන ගත්තේ. page එකක් හදන විදිය, save කරන විදිය, browser එකේ open කරලා බලන විදිය, නැවතත් modifications කරලා check කරගන්න විදිය. මේ steps ටික තමයි නිතර අපිට කරන්න වෙන්නේ projects කරද්දී. මම හිතනවා සිංහලෙන් පැහැදිලි කරා ඇති කියලා. මේ සිංහලෙන් අහපු ළමයි තේරුණාද නැද්ද කියලා චුට්ටක් මට දාන්න ටක් ගාලා comment එකක් මම දෙමළෙන් explain කරනවා. right. இப்போ நாங்கள் வந்து தமிழில் பார்ப்போம் ஒருக்கா வேகமாக பார்த்துருவோம் தமிழில் ஒருக்கா எப்படி செய்கிறதுன்னு சொல்லி சிங்களத்தில் ஒருக்கா விளங்கப்படுத்துகிற நேரம் பார்த்துருப்பீங்க இங்கிலீஷில் விளங்கப்படுத்துகிற நேரம் உங்களுக்கு விளங்கி இருக்கும் எல்லாண்டாலும் பிரச்சனை இல்லை இன்னொருக்கா நான் உங்களுக்கு சொல்லி தாரேன் என்ன செய்யறேன்னு சொன்னா நீங்க VS கோட ஓபன் பண்ணின உடனே என்ன செய்யறேன்னா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் செய்யற நேரம் ப்ரொஜெக்டை ஒரு ஃபோல்டர் நாங்க சூஸ் பண்ண வேணும். அதுக்குள்ளதான் எங்களோட ஃபைல்ஸ் எல்லாம் வைப்போம். அப்ப நாங்க அதுக்கு ஃபைல் மெனுல போயிட்டு ஓபன் ஃபோல்டர் செலக்ட் பண்ணுவோம் ஃபர்ஸ்ட்ல. சரியா? ஓபன் ஃபோல்டர் செலக்ட் பண்ணுவோம். இப்போ எந்த மிஷின்ல நான் எஃப் டிரைவ்ல WC வெப் அப்படின்னு ஒரு ஃபோல்டர் நான் கிரியேட் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். அது உள்ளுக்கு நான் போவேன் டபுள் கிளிக் பண்ணி. இது உள்ளுக்கு போன பிறகு இங்க வந்து செலக்ட் ஃபோல்டர்னு ஒரு ஆப்ஷன் இருக்குது. அதை வந்து கிளிக் பண்றது. அதை கிளிக் பண்ண உடனே இங்க என்ன செய்யும்னு சொன்னா அந்த ஃபோல்டர் இங்க உங்களோட சைட் பார்ல எடுத்துக்கொள்ளும். இதுல தான் நாங்க ஒர்க் பண்ண போறோம். சரியா? ரைட். இப்போ அடுத்த ஸ்டெப் என்னன்னு சொன்னா புதுசா ஒரு ஃபைல் எப்படி நாங்க கிரியேட் பண்ற அப்படின்னு பார்ப்போம். உங்களோட வலது பக்கத்துக்கு இந்த ப்ரொஜெக்ட் பேருக்கு வலது பக்கத்துல பாருங்க ஒரு ப்ளஸ் மார்க் போட்டு ஒரு ஐக்கன் இருக்கு. மவுஸ் பாயிண்டரை வச்சிங்கன்னு சொன்னா நியூ ஃபைல் அப்படின்னு காட்டும். அதுல நீங்க ஒருக்கா கிளிக் பண்ணுன்னு சொன்னா அப்படி அதான் ஃபைல் ஒன்று கிரியேட் பண்றதுக்கு உங்களுக்கு சான்ஸ் கிடைக்குது. இப்போ நீங்க ஃபைல் நேமை டைப் பண்ண வேணும். சரியா? இப்போ நான் அதை டைப் பண்ண போறேன். tamil_demo அப்படின்னு சொல்லி tamil_demo.html அப்படின்னு டைப் பண்ணியாச்சு. இந்த HTML என்று சொல்றது ஃபைல்ட எக்ஸ்டென்ஷன். நீங்க கட்டாயம் HTML டைப் பண்ணவே வேணும். சிம்பிள் லெட்டர்ஸ்ல எல்லாம் டைப் பண்ணுங்க. கிரியேட் பண்ணிட்டோம். அதுக்கு பிறகு என்ன செய்யறேன்னு சொன்னா என்டர் கீயை ப்ரெஸ் பண்ண உடனே அந்த ஃபைல் சேவ் ஆகி இங்க வந்து ஓப்பன் ஆயிடும். இந்த இடத்துல உங்களோட எடிட்டருக்குள்ள ஓப்பன் ஆயிடும். இதுக்குள்ள நாங்க என்ன செய்யறோம்னு சொன்னா அந்த வெப் பேஜுக்கு உரிய HTML டேக்ஸை நாங்க ஆட் பண்ணணும். HTML டேக்ஸுக்கு வந்து தமிழ்ல சொல்றது வந்து ஒட்டுக்கள் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. ரைட்டா? அது அந்த ICT புக்ல இருக்குது. எங்களுக்கு தேவையில்லை. டேக்ஸுண்டே படிச்சுக்கொள்ளுங்க. ரைட்? HTML டேக்ஸை வந்து இதுக்குள்ள கிரியேட் பண்றதா எங்களோட வேலை. ஸோ நம்ம என்ன செய்வோம்னு சொன்னா HTML இப்படின்னு டைப் பண்ணலாம் நமக்கு. ஆனா யாரும் இப்படி டைப் பண்றது இல்லை. இப்ப என்னன்னு சொன்னா இந்த மாதிரி சொபிஸ்டிகேட்டட் எடிட்டர்ஸ் நாங்க யூஸ் பண்ற நேரம் இது வந்து ஒட்டோவா வந்து உங்களுக்கு கூட ஜென்ரேட் பண்ணி தரும். அதுக்காக நாங்க அதெல்லாம் யூஸ் பண்றது இல்லை. இப்போ நாங்க என்ன செய்ய போறோம் HTML அப்படின்னு டைப் பண்ணிட்டு இதுல ரெண்டாவது ஆப்ஷன் ஒன்று காட்டுது HTML:5 அப்படின்னு சொல்லி இதை நம்ம சூஸ் பண்ணோம்னு சொன்னா என்ன நடக்கும்டா அவங்களோட கோட் வந்து கிரியேட் ஆயிடும். சரியா? கோட் வந்து கிரியேட் ஆயிடும். இப்போ இதுக்குள்ள நாங்க பாடின்றதான் எங்களுக்கு முக்கியமான பகுதி. அந்த பாடிக்குள்ள தான் நாங்க பேஜுக்குரிய பகுதிகளை கிரியேட் பண்ண போறோம். நாங்க முன்னுக்கு கிளாஸஸ்ல வந்து இதெல்லாம் திருப்பி செய்வேன். அதனால வந்து உங்களுக்கு பெருசா இது கஷ்டமாகாது. ரைட்டா? ஏதோ டவுட் ஒன்று வந்திருக்கு. நான் இதை முடிச்சுட்டு சொல்றேன். டவுட் ஏங்க கவிழ்த்தினா மேக்க தெமிலிங்க விறக்கெல்லாம் அங்கே கிட்ட என்ன அப்போ நாங்க பார்ப்போம் H1 அப்படின்னு டைப் பண்ணி போட்டு இது ரெண்டுக்கும் இடையில நாங்க டைப் பண்றோம் வெப் கிளாஸ்ல நாங்க இருக்கோம். ஓகே, ஈசி அப்படின்னு போட்டுரும். ரைட்டா? சரி, வெப் கிளாஸ்ல நாங்க இருக்கோம். ஹரித இப்போ என்ன செய்ய போறோம்? சேவ் பண்ணிட்டோம். அடுத்த ஸ்டெப் என்ன செய்யறது? நம்ம போறோம் இதுக்கு இதை சேவ் பண்ண பிறகு நீங்க வந்து உங்களோட மை கம்ப்யூட்டர்ல ஃபைலை சேவ் பண்ண இடத்துக்கு போனீங்கன்னு சொன்னா இதை காட்டுது பாருங்க tamil_demo.html அப்படின்னு ஒரு ஃபைல் காட்டுது. அதுல வந்து நீங்க வந்து இதை டபுள் கிளிக் பண்ணேன்னு சொன்னா உங்களோட ப்ரௌசர்ல அது ஓப்பன் ஆயிரும். அவ்வளவுதான். வெப் கிளாஸ்ல நாங்க இருக்கோம். ஈஸி அப்படின்னு போட்டிருக்கேன். ஸோ இது வெப் பேஜ்ல வந்துட்டு இப்போ இந்த வெப் பேஜ் வந்து அழகா இல்லை. அது அழகா எப்படி செய்யறேன்னு முன்னுக்கு பார்ப்போம். சரி, இப்போ அடுத்தது என்ன செய்யற? இதுல நீங்க மாடிஃபிகேஷன் செய்யற. ரைட்டா? நெக்ஸ்ட் we will do HTML இப்போ போட்டிருக்கு. இதை வந்து டைப் பண்ணா ஏதாவது அடிஷனலாக நீங்க டைப் பண்ணிட்டா modify பண்ணிட்டா எப்பவுமே நீங்க சேவ் பண்ண வேணும். ரைட்? ஃபைல் சேவ் பண்ணணும். அப்படின்னு சொன்னா Ctrl+S ப்ரெஸ் பண்ணணும். சரியா? Ctrl+ பண்ணிட்டு திருப்பி உங்களோட வெப் ப்ரௌசருக்கு போயிட்டு அது ஏற்கனவே அந்த வெப் பேஜ் ஓப்பன் ஆகி தானே இருக்குது. இதை வந்து ரீலோட் பண்ணுங்க. சரியா? ரீலோட் பண்ணிட்டா அந்த சேஞ்சஸ் உங்களுக்கு காமிக்கும். அந்த சேஞ்சஸ் உங்களுக்கு ஸ்க்ரீன்ல காட்டும். இதுதான் இந்த ஆப்ரேட்டிங் இன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன்ஸ் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி நாங்க படிக்கிறது. இதுக்கு எங்களுக்கு இப்போ எல்லாத்தையும் சொல்றதுக்கு எனக்கு கிட்டத்தட்ட 45 மினிட்ஸ் போயிருக்குது. இங்கிலீஷ்ல எல்லாம் விளங்கப்படுத்திட்டு சிங்களத்துல தமிழ்ல சொல்றதுக்கு. Altogether I have taken around 46 minutes to explain up to this point. It's really important and really crucial for everybody to understand. Well, then we are going to continue the lesson, right? எல்லாத்தையும் வந்து இப்படி தமிழ்ல எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணணும்னு எதிர்பார்க்க வேணாம். කියන කොටසම සිංහලෙන් එක්ස්ප්ලেইন කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා එක්ස්පෙක්ට් කරන්න එපා. මම සාමාන්‍ය ඉංග්‍රීසි වලින් කරගෙන යනකොට ඕගොල්ලන්ට තේරෙනවා. මොකද මම කරන දේම තමයි කියන්නේ. හරිද? එහෙමත් තේරෙන්නේ නැත්නම් පොඩ්ඩක් අහගන්න ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. Should we want network connection to do this? No, you don't need network connections. Internet இல்லாம உங்களுக்கு செய்யலாம். Internet connection, without internet connection you can do it. So when you are practicing, if you pull off the cable now, you can't join the Zoom connection, okay? Don't pull off the connection now, right? Okay, sir, adilla enna வேணுமாலும் டைப் பண்ணிலுமா சார்? எஸ், உங்களுக்கு வேண்டியது டைப் பண்ணிலும், என்னென்ன டைப் பண்ணிலும்னு நான் சொல்லி தரேன் உனக்கு, ரைட்? ஓகே, ஹாஜரா அப்படின்ற ஒருத்தர் கேட்டிருக்காங்க. அடுத்தது பார்ப்போம். சார், ஐ අපිට software downloading matter එකක් ආවොත් daytime එකේ set call කරන්න පුළුවන්ද? බෑනේ. දවල්ට call කරන්න බෑ පුතේ. හරිද? මං software downloading අවුලක් ඉන්නේ නැහැ. ඕක මාර පොඩි වැඩක් තියෙන කරන්න. හරිද? හරි. සිංහලෙන් කියද්දි පොඩ්ඩක් slow කරන්න කියලා තියෙනවා. හරි, අපි පොඩ්ඩක් slow කරමු. එතකොට software download කරද්දී errors આવුත් කියලා දෙන්න පුළුවන්ද කියලා අහන්නේ පුතේ. මෙහෙමයි. ඕවා පොඩි දේවල්. හරිද? ඔයාට මොන හරි අවුලක් තියෙනවා නම් YouTube එකේ පොඩි videos තියෙනවා how to install කියලා ගහපු ගමන් පෙන්නනවා කරන විදිය. හරිද? software link please කියලා අහලා තිනවා. ඔන්න දානවා link එක. අන්න හැමෝටම දැම්ම link එක. ඕකෙන් download කරන්න පුළුවන්. දැන් මේ ගිය සතියේ class ආපු නැති ළමයි වෙන්න තියද ඇවිල්ලා තින්නේ. ඒකයි ඔය අහන්නේ. මම කිව්වා ගිය සතියේ install කරගන්න කියලා. 128ක් විතර හිටිය ළමයි දැන් ඉන්නේ 116ක් ඉන්නවා. හරි, කමන්නේ. Right. Phone user என்ன செய்யலாம்? People are asking what can I do with the phone? How can I help you with sir, எல்லா வகையான வெப்சைட் உருவாக்க இயலுமா சார்? Yes. Different type of websites you can create. When you are creating, when you are learning a little bit further, I'll tell you about some other technologies, and after finish learning this one, what are the other lessons that you can learn and what are the free platforms you can learn on your own, right? Okay. And it is a good way that you can on your own, you can earn money also. If you learn web designing and web development, you can earn good money, right? Okay, right. We'll continue the class then. Anyway, I'm patiently answering all of your questions. That is a little bit taking time. Doesn't matter. Right? Okay. Right. Let's go. We'll learn something today. Right. So, எப்படி web create பண்ணி என்ன செய்யலும்? அப்படின்னா எப்படி web create பண்ணி என்ன செய்யலுமா? Okay. එක ස්ටුඩන්ට් කෙනෙක් අහලා දෙනවා මෙහෙම වෙබ් පේජ් එකක් හදලා මොනවා කරන්නද කියලා. ඒ කියන්නේ මෙහෙම වෙබ් පේජ් එකක් හදලා මෙහෙම හදලා මොකොත් කරන්න බෑ. හරිද? මෙහෙම හදලා මොකොත් කරන්න බෑ. හරිද? I'll tell you a simple example. Everybody can understand, right? Okay. So someone was asking to slow down a little bit. I'll tell you a simple example, right? Let's say you want to build a big apartment, right? You want to have a big house, beautiful house built. Beautiful house you want to build, right? Let's say it's a 4-story building with a swimming pool in the terrace, right? So when you want to build this one, first thing that you do is you lay the foundation and things, right? Then slowly you go for the columns, then you go for the slabs, then you might go for the walls, and you slowly build up. And one day, let's say after about 6 months of time building everything, you see that colorful house in front of you standing. Am I right? Just like that, this is the starting place where our web page is starting to get created. From this, you can to create into a very beautiful looking web page. After I teach you CSS and Bootstrap, you see how beautifully we can create the web pages. HTML is created only to create the content. Because it's now when I'm teaching, I will explain you because we have around 9 minutes left. Let me quickly. I'll do web page image for Delma, sir. Of course, we learn how to add images to the web pages, right? You have Prashna Goda in here, right? You have a lot of questions. Right? It's good curiosity. Now our first work we're going to do, right? Sir, development design sir different. Shall I answer that question later? Right? Okay. Development and designing different category. If I start explaining that one, it will take too long. First, we will focus on the course, right? Okay. Later, I'll teach you the differences. Front end, back end development technologies are there, frameworks are there. I can talk. Here we go. Our first project, right? I will call each project demo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So I go demo 1. Okay. Demo 1.html. Right. So first thing First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create, First thing I'm going to create the blank web page. Okay, first thing I'm going to create the blank web page. And this title is there. I will change that, right? I'm going to say working with text in HTML docs. So first we're going to learn how to work with text in HTML docs. හදලා තියෙනවා Dreamweaver version නැද්ද හදන්න කියලා. Dreamweaver version නැහැ. අපි use කරන අපි coding කරන්න පුළුවන් නම් තමයි ඕන එකක් හදන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ. Dreamweaver එකෙන් හැදුවොත් එimhe code එක auto generate වෙනවා. ඒක edit කරන්න එහෙම කරදරයි. හරිද? So මේ විදිහට ඉගෙන ගත්තොත් ඔයාලට ඕන platform එකක වැඩ කරන්න පුළුවන්. මේක ඉගෙන ගත්තොත් Dreamweaver එකේ උනත් ලේසියෙන් වැඩ කරන්න පුළුවන්. Right. Now when I'm demonstrating this one, I will explain what is this title is doing. Okay, right. Come here. Right. So first thing we're going to do is right. First, we're going to learn how to have. I will tell you what is a tag and what is an element. I will explain you those two differences, and we will see how to create text. Right. Now, first thing, three things we're going to do in one. So I'm going to create H1. See this one. What happens? H1. Let's say heading size 1. That means how to create a heading inside a web page. How to create a heading inside the web page. Enter key එක press කරාම auto එනවා පුතා ඊගාව line එකට. හරි? Right. So දැන් මම කරන්නේ there are 6 sizes available. There are 6 sizes available. එතකොට H1 right? So we have H1 starting to H6, right? So these are 6, right? So we have H1 to H6 sizes, H1 to X6 sizes. So when you save this one and we check in the document, right? ඔයා හැම එකම double click කරලා open කරන්න අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. எல்லாத்தையும் double click பண்ணி open பண்ண தேவையில்ல. In your document, you can simply erase only the file name in the address bar. Only the file name if you erase, keep the folder name, only erase the file name and press the enter key. It will show all the contents of the folder. I have used a dark theme because it's easy on my eyes. That's why I'm using it. If you don't like the dark theme, you can have a white theme, no problem. So I'm going to click on demo 1 now and it will open in my web page, right? This is how the web page looks like. So this web page looks, heading 1, you can see naturally it is large font size. H6, which is smaller heading, which is smaller size, right? So headings are used to create headings inside web pages. So H tag is the one we use. H1 is the largest heading. H6 is the smallest heading. Space edukku sir viduringa. Where did I hear? Idiliya? Location. I think I pronounced your name not correctly. Space edukku sir விட்டீங்க வேகமா சொல்லுங்களேன். மைக் இருந்தா ஓபன் பண்ணிக்காதீங்க. ஸ்பேஸ் எதுக்கு விடுறேன்னு கேக்குறீங்க அப்பல. எங்க விட்ட நீ ஸ்பேஸ்? இல்லையா? These spaces இது எனக்கு தேவைதானே. இது இப்படி அடிச்சா இப்படி இல்லையா வரும்? எப்படி வாசிப்பீங்க?
No sir, I think we're talking about H1, H11, 12, 13, 14.
Which one, brother? இதா? This part?
Yeah sir.
Here?
No,
This
not
part?
that. H10,
Which one?
H10, 11, H10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
This part, ne?
Yeah.
I don't know. Ekamang, I'm doing that one because this part I'm explaining to you. So I don't want any other code nearby my explaining code. It is a little bit confusing for you. That is why that's a habit of me. This piece I can freshly explain it to you. That's the only reason. Okay, right. Okay, I'm happy about the student count above 100. Very nice. Okay. So which is not just 1 hour we are doing. So 1 hour into 113 students, 113 human hours we are spending, right? So it's not something a joke, right? Yeah. Okay, students, let's understand what is this part also. Every tag that you start, usually every tag that you start has a matching closing tag, right? So the closing tag will start with a backslash like this. I'm sorry, not a backslash, forward slash like this, right? A forward slash like this. So this is an ending tag and this is a starting tag. Start tag, end tag, okay? So that is how we type that. So I don't want to tell much information about it. And there is another tag inside the web page, which is the title tag. Title tag, if you type something, you can't have any formatting. That means you can't have characters and things like that, right? But you can put emojis and all. You can have it, right? So I don't know whether you know how to take the Windows emoji. Windows key and semicolon, if you press, emojis will come. Let's say this one you want to put, you can put like that, right? So if you put Windows key and semicolon, this will come. Let's put something, this one, right? Okay. So you can save that and you can reload and you can have them in your web page as well, right? So shortcut key is Windows key and Windows key plus semicolon will bring this Windows emojis. Okay, right. View in the browser la vendumanalum paakiluma. Yes, any browser you can use. Yeah, you can use any browser, right? So that is about headings. Heading 1 to heading 6 we can use. Heading 1 is largest, heading 6 is smallest. For the time being, that information is more than enough. Before the class is finishing, 1 minute tino, taveka kila dila mannatara karna the class, right? Okay. The cover karanda ono kotasam cover kara, right? Next week onwards, we're going to fully focus on HTML tags only. Maybe with about 2 to 3 classes, I will be able to complete HTML, right? Okay. Now we'll see how we can create a paragraph. We type the letter P. P stands for paragraph. After that, you press the tab key on the keyboard, letter P, tab. So P and opening P and closing P. So we say, this is a sample paragraph that I created now. Okay. So you just type like that. Right. So we save this. Then what you do is we go to the web page and we reload. And there we go. The paragraph is appearing here. I will zoom in for you to see it very clearly, right? This is a sample paragraph that I created now. So when you are building a large web page, it is not always possible for you to create text like this and take it. So what I will do is I will show you how you can auto-generate text. Right? Auto-generate nice text. Everybody say that in sunna. Home the karane ki or type karna LO kila type karana. There is an option called lorem ipsum. Right? So when you do like this, LO tab key. That's all. Just type LO inside the VS Code and press the tab key. It generates this sample code, right? So you type P LO tab key. Another paragraph, P tab LO tab. It creates that page, right? It creates that page. So we can reload the thing and we can see that content in this web page, right? Okay, I think we have more than 1 minute we have taken because the photography class also have to do. I have to do my prayers, then I have to arrange the equipments, then I will get back to the photography class today. So please do your prayers and come. 7:36, 7:35, like I'll start the next session, okay? It's nice having you for the design class, okay? God bless you all, right? See you in the next session, right? Take care, bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.